I'm coming at you today with a Marie Antoinette 18th century French-inspired look. And first off, to do this, I am going to cut this lace off of this wig that I got from Trendy Wigs. I used the code MAXI30 for 30% off. Okay. Ta-da! So I threw my hair up in a quick bun, and then put on my wig cap, and on a scale of 1 to trudgeable, how terrifying is this? Now I probably could have done a better job flattening my whole head out for this, but I didn't care too much. Then secured the little front comb on this wig to ensure that it would not go anywhere. And then I kind of realized I look like a real housewife. Before we go in with the white foundation, I went in with my regular foundation, which is Tarte Amazonian Clay in fairly light beige, just to even out my skin tone first and get rid of all those blemishes. And then I low-key realized I looked like a monkey, or the Kevin from The Office. I don't know, take your pick. Then going in with the Kat Von D Whiteout Concealer. And you're definitely not supposed to use it like this, but I did, so. Little fun fact for you. Back in the 1700s, both men and women used white paint to help conceal scars from smallpox. And others use it just to hide sun damage, age damage, all that good stuff. But this was not meant to look natural, ladies and gents. And they even went as far as to draw little blue lines for veins with a pencil. So bring that back into fashion, right? Also, this paint was made of lead, which could lead to paralysis and death. For eyebrows, I first went in with my little teeny tiny pencil that I don't know where it's from, but I just wanted to even out the edges and make it look more natural. Now, eyebrows back then were apparently fashionable as a half moon shape with tapered edges. I'm going in with my NYX eyebrow pencil in brown. I kind of modeled my eyebrows off of Kirsten Dunst in Sofia Coppola's movie, which may or may not be accurate, but whatever. And ladies would darken their eyebrows with coal, elderberry, burnt cork, or soot from oil lamps. So keep those names in mind when you want to make your own cosmetics company. Am I right? So the hair, which is probably the biggest ordeal of this whole thing. And this may not be completely correct, but I did my best. So I started off with this kind of snooky looking pompadour. This egg shape seemed to be popular at one point during the 1700s. It seems to me that they changed quite often, so it may not be completely accurate, like I just said, in case you didn't hear it the first time. And also their hair wouldn't be straight like this. They usually curled it beforehand to create more volume and texture. You work with what you got. I found it easiest to wrap the ends around my finger like a pin curl and then bobby pin it into submission at the top of my head. If you're going to do this, I recommend using wig pins because those are longer. I basically had a whole army of bobby pins in this wig at one time and it didn't really hold that well, so you might want to get one that can actually penetrate your skull. Because I struggled with this.
Wah, wah, wah.
But eventually I had enough metal in my head that it kind of all stayed together, so. I then decided that I wanted to glue down those sideburns that kept popping up, so I took out my spirit gum, tried to open it. Oh, okay. And got some fake beard hair. Gross. So I painted that on both sideburns and then waited for it to dry. You can pat it out to help it dry a little bit faster. And then I just laid those down so that you couldn't see my red hair underneath. Fun fact, red hair was frowned upon. Feather time. So now I just kind of laid out the feathers in a way that was not ridiculous looking, which proved to be harder than I thought it was going to be. Fun fact, the Duchess of Devonshire actually made ostrich feathers all the rage. She was basically Regina George. Gretchen Stop trying to make a stretch happen. It's not gonna happen. And then for blush, I went in with my Maybelline blush. And more is better in this situation for sure. You can rest assured to know that their rouge was also made of toxic chemicals like mercury and lead. Ladies and men both also wore beauty patches, which were little dots that were different sizes and shapes. I read somewhere that it was also an attempt to hide smallpox scars, but not sure that's entirely correct. Now, if I were being accurate, I would leave the eyes bare, but I decided I wanted a little bit more contrast with the eyes, and also I was looking at a picture of Kirsten Dunst, and it looks like they put a little bit of eyeshadow on her, so I decided to go for it. And for the lips, I wanted to go more natural at first, so I went in with my Wet n Wild liquid lipstick, which is in a really pretty blushy color. And then I decided I wanted to let this little guy free, even though theirs would probably be curled and not completely straight like that. And then I went with more blush, because I told you more is better. So go ham on that blush. I decided I didn't like the natural lips, so I went in with my darker Wet n Wild lipstick and patted it on to give a more accurate effect. Originally they would darken their lips using distilled alcohol or vinegar, but then red pomades came into fashion, so it's all good there. And that is it. Pretty simple. Basically the hardest part about this is the hair, but if you play around with it enough, you'll do just fine. That's what she said. I have been fascinated with this era of history, both good and bad, for a while, and I've been dying to do a look like this for about 10 years. What am I doing with that feather? I love you all so very much, whether you're new or old to this channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.